Okay, let's dive into this. WrestleMania Night 2. Wow. The atmosphere, I mean, you could just feel it, couldn't you? But for me, the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way, that was something else, just a whirlwind. And the finish totally threw me.
Oh, absolutely. And I think what made it stand out so much was the whole dynamic going in. You had Bron Breakker, right? This champion who just seemed, well, unbeatable.
Yeah, dominant.
Exactly. And then this field of challengers who were all hungry but maybe felt like long shots. For a lot of people, it felt like Breakker retaining was almost a sure thing.
Right, which made the ending even crazier. So you've got Breakker, who's just been steamrolling everyone, then Finn Balor, the veteran, you know he's always going to bring it.
Reliable.
And Penta, making his WrestleMania debut, huge buzz around him, incredible athlete. And then, well, then there's Dominik Mysterio.
Always stirs the pot, doesn't he?
He brings that unpredictable factor, and it being a fatal 4-way for the IC title at WrestleMania, apparently the first time ever, that just added this whole extra layer. Felt like, okay, anything could happen here. And boy, did it.
Yeah, that first ever tag.
Yeah.
Especially for that specific title on that stage. It wasn't just trivia. It was like a signal, wasn't it? Like, okay, expect chaos. Don't expect the standard title defense here.
Totally. And even before the match started, the entrances were setting a tone. That video package was solid, you know, the setting up Breakker's reign and the bad blood between the guys. But Dominik's entrance, coming out wearing the Ray mask and then struggling to get it off, that was quite a visual.
It really was. It tapped right into his whole story, didn't it? This, like, constant battle with his father's legacy and the fact he was struggling with the mask. It just amplified that whole narrative of him trying to, you know, break free or make his own mark.
Definitely. And you had the celebs there, too, right? Like Colby Covington, Metro Boomin, even Dean Norris Hank. Seeing them just kind of added to that big fight feel, you know?
Yeah, reinforces that WrestleMania scale.
Right. Wrestling and sponsorships. Sometimes that combination throws up some, well, genuinely odd things.
Exactly.
The sponsor for this match was Dude Wipes.
Dude Wipes. Okay, so for anyone maybe not familiar, those are basically moist toilet wipes marketed towards men for, you know, cleaning up. Apparently the announcers during Dominik's entrance, they ran with it.
It did.
Yeah.
They actually, well, they comically compared Dominik Mysterio to feces.
Wow. Okay, so like here comes Dominik, and speaking of things you need to wipe away, something like that.
Basically, yeah.
But okay, the match itself, bell rings, and Breakker makes a beeline straight for Dominik.
Right away. It felt like, okay, the champ's establishing dominance, maybe going for the guy he sees as the weakest link.
Makes sense tactically.
Yeah.
Try and take someone out early in a 4-way. But that's the beauty or the danger of these matches, isn't it? Those temporary alliances pop up and just change everything.
Exactly. And we saw it immediately. Dominik and Balor kind of teamed up for a second there. Smart move, really. 2-on-1 against Breakker's power.
Makes perfect sense.
But then Penta just exploded into the match. His speed, his agility, that crossbody, the dive to the outside, the crowd was instantly into him.
Oh, yeah, his debut was electric. And his style, that high-flying lucha stuff, is such a great contrast to Breakker's sheer power. It just, like, immediately made the match feel more dynamic.
But Breakker's power, man. That running shoulder block looked absolutely vicious. And then slamming Penta, press-slamming Balor, just reminding everyone who the powerhouse was.
No question about his strength. Yeah. But then things started getting really interesting. Penta gets that sacrifice armbreaker locked onto Balor. Looked nasty.
Brutal submission.
But then Breakker just scoops both of them up.
Ah.
A simultaneous suplex on both guys.
Ooh.
Come on.
You just don't see that. Incredible display of power.
Huge statement by Breakker. But, like we said, in these matches, showing off like that can sometimes leave you open. And that's kind of what happened next, wasn't it? With Carlito suddenly appearing at ringside.
Oh, man, Carlito. That was a total surprise, wasn't it?
Completely out of left field.
And he wasn't just there to watch. We saw Breakker hit that double vertical suplex, then the Breakensteiner on Balor. That was a really close near fall.
It looked like it could have been it.
Then Dominik, always the opportunist, tries the 619 on Balor. But Balor's too smart for it, blocks it, fights back.
And what was really noticeable around this point was the crowd. They actually started getting behind Dominik. You know, despite him being the heel for so long.
Yeah, it was weird, right?
It was. You could hear it building. Maybe it was the underdog thing in this specific match, or maybe just appreciating his, I don't know, his hustle.
It was a definite shift. Crazy. Then Penta hits the Penta driver on Balor. Looked devastating. That had to be it.
Looked like lights out.
But Breakker dives in, breaks up the pin, just relentless pace. And then Carlito gets involved again, pulls down the top rope, Breakker goes flying out.
Carlito playing spoiler, clearly trying to shift the momentum. And it worked for a moment. But what Breakker did next, I mean, that's the WrestleMania moment everyone's going to be talking about.
The announce table spot, oh my God.
Ah, yes.
Carlito clears off the desk, the U.S. one, and then Breakker just launches himself from the other desk, spearing Carlito through the desk.
It was unbelievable. The U.S. desk just crumpled, the impact.
Wow. The announcers were losing their minds. You could tell they were genuinely shocked.
And Pat McAfee on commentary, Meltzer called him out on this, right?
He did. McAfee yelled something like, Breakker jumped 15 feet. A bit of an exaggeration, maybe.
Maybe just a tad. But it definitely added to the moment, the spectacle of it all.
For sure. Just an incredible visual.
An absolutely insane feat of athleticism and power. Took Carlito completely out of the picture. But, you know, move like that takes a toll on you, too. Left Breakker vulnerable for a moment.
And who was there? Dominik, ready to pounce. Breakker gets back in, spears Penta. Looks like he's going to retain. But Dominik hits a dropkick, sends Breakker into the ropes.
Perfect setup.
619 connects. The place went absolutely nuts. Dominik goes up top for the frog splash.
This is it, right? This is his moment.
But Balor cuts him off, just yanks him down, and the boos.
That's
the crowd hated
Balor
him.
playing the veteran heel perfectly there, denying the crowd what they suddenly wanted. Then he goes to work on Breakker. Sling blade.
Yep.
Shotgun dropkick into the corner. Goes up top. Coup de grace. Connects clean.
Looked like Balor had just stolen it right there at the end. He goes for the pin on Breakker.
1, 2. But then, Dominik Mysterio. From the top rope. Frog splash. Onto Finn Balor. His own partner.
What?
Pins Balor. 1, 2, 3. Dominik Mysterio wins. He's the new Intercontinental Champion. The place just exploded.
Yeah.
Disbelief, but cheers. The commentary team really jumped on that, too. The whole proving the salty haters wrong narrative.
Yeah.
By any means necessary.
Lie, cheat, steal. It fits perfectly now, doesn't it?
It really does. But man, the implications of Judgment Day, awkward is putting it mildly.
Oh, absolutely. How does that stable even function now? Does Balor just let it go? I doubt it. And just for context, Meltzer gave it 4.25 stars, called it another great match on the show. He also mentioned something, the commentary missed Dom wearing a Rey Mysterio senior mask. What's up with that, potentially?
Well, the rating confirms it delivered in the ring, right? 4.25 is solid. The mask thing, though, is interesting. Subtle. Could be Dom, like acknowledging the family legacy on the big stage. Yeah. Or maybe a little mind game against Ray Jr. without saying anything. Adds a layer, doesn't it? An unspoken story beat.
For sure. And Meltzer pointed out it echoed the finish from earlier that night. The women's triple threat.
Yeah. With Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. Another kind of surprise win. Maybe it was a theme for the night. Unpredictability.
Could be. Deliberate booking to keep people guessing, perhaps? Just, oh, wow, that finish was brilliant, really, because it protects Breakker, right?
Yeah.
He lost the title but didn't get pinned. Keeps him looking strong.
Good point. And the crowd reaction. They completely bought into Dom winning. It felt like a genuine turning point for him.
His celebration was great, too. He started walking up the ramp, then just stopped, turned, and sprinted back to the room with the belt, totally soaking it all in. Like, even he couldn't believe it.
Yeah, pure emotion. And this just opens up so many doors now, doesn't it? Breakker losing the title without being pinned.
Yeah.
Maybe he moves up to the world title picture now.
Could be. Feels like it.
And the Judgment Day stuff, I mean, Balor and Dominik, that's got to boil over now.
Yeah.
Could easily lead to the whole group just imploding. It kind of reminded me of some other big multi-man finishes where a betrayal just changes everything.
Absolutely. So, Dominik Mysterio, probably the guy least expected to walk out with the gold, leaves WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Champion. Just a genuinely shocking, memorable finish.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. So I guess the big questions hanging in the air are, you know, what does this actually mean for Dominik going forward and for Judgment Day's future?
Yeah.
Feels unstable.
Totally unstable.
Yeah.
And how does Breakker react? He lost his belt but wasn't beaten. You know he's not going to take that lightly.
No way. He's going to want revenge or maybe just move on to destroying someone else. It's thrown everything up in the air.
It really has.